Let's do this. So everybody should be getting together right now, right? Excuse me, that's what it looks like.
Get some water. I'll be right back. All right, I am back.
So we actually have a few things of content to go over throughout the stream, I guess. Um, just putting that out there. I'm not gonna get into it just yet, but there is some content we do have, so, like a more CleanG related stuff. I figure we'd reveal in the finals, and it's mostly just stuff pertaining towards next season. Oh, we're sitting in a 5 minute queue now. So who are we missing? Do you know? Let's see.
I'm not sure. So
I'm just waiting on the call now.
we got five, from what I'm hearing. So they're in the lobby. They're just waiting for team to switch around the order and chaos side because we get first pick.
Okay, so I might be crazy. I might be crazy. I don't know. Just talking about the whole pick order and just to confirm, right? So the lower seed gets to decide, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And the lower seed would be the second seed, not the first seed, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, just making sure.
And that makes sense to me.
Just waiting on that now. No, no. He's, I knew which seed was lower, but just the fact that it came to me like that, I was like, am I like crazy? Like, I don't know. All right. Regardless, you guys are good. Good luck. Let's get the game going. We're what, like almost 10 minutes into waiting on this queue,
Just to figure out pick order.
right? And now the wait still. Oh, you guys are good to start. I don't know why. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I'm
And
gonna
we
make
are
the
in.
party. I'm gonna make the party invite only real quick.
Yeah, please.
Alrighty.
Yoma got her first ban away for Davies Delinquents. Cuckoo's being taken away by team. I mean, we've seen Yorm a lot of these games in the solo lane, just fucking, excuse my language, but making a scene in the back line. I mean,
I mean, it's
Jormungandr
true.
just does so much.
He really does. Like we've seen like a lot of teams make adjustments when they've struggled in the solo and usually going towards Yorm.
looks like Persephone and Morgan being taken away by both teams. Morgan banned mostly for Hide the Ghost specifically. He's known as a Morgan player, so it's more of a target ban. And then Achilles going to be taken away. That's a pretty easy ban. Achilles is a pretty much a top solo laner. He's not going to be your carry, but he can honestly fill any role and do it well. And then Thor finally being the last pick ban. Ice's first pick by Delinquents over here.
Now you have to wonder if that's going to go right back to Layla. Uh, they had some success yesterday. We saw with them against Reiku. Although Reiku did making adjustments in game two. Um, what do you think? You think that's where it's going? Do you think Layla is the guy there?
I think so. Yeah.
And Jing Qian and Hunbats right off the bat
And that's pretty
for team.
scary right off the bat. Um, Xing Tian being a top support god in the meta right now, Hanbats being a top jungler. Um, that's something you want to give team, especially going into this draft, knowing that they spam the Hanbats a lot in their games. Um, but it looks like Geb is going to be answered by Delinquents. Let's see what else is
Yeah,
going
and
to pick up here.
it could also be just watching some parts of I think it was game two for team. When Viz did play the Hunbats, he was a little ineffective at times with his ult. Just people using their CC and their CC immunity and their beads, whatever they had in their kits, pretty well against him. So maybe Delinquents is kind of high on being able to play around the pick.
So it's like Geb and Almtros and picked up by Daviez Delinquents, and then Team Fire back with Merlin. Um, I do like the Albatrossi pick. It really helps your team scale in the late game. Just the only problem with Amaterasu is that you have to get her out of that early phase. It's honestly only her biggest downfall. Merlin though, a really safe mid lane and ADC pick. You also can put him any of those lanes, and he'll just do well because of the flicker ability. He's just able to keep himself safe for the majority of the game.
So where do you think he's gonna go? Do you think he's going to Godsend or do you think he's going to Poya?
He might even go to Godsend. Poyo is more of a hard carry kind of ADC, so he might just go with a traditional ADC and try to carry for his team. Looks like
And that could
Janeway
be
is going to
why you.
be banned away, and so is Freya. Really smart bans.
Yep.
They don't want to make sure that Poe has the easiest ADCs, the most safe ADCs to play off of. And then you see Dodgy and Rat being banned away to make sure that Jay doesn't have an easy time against their team. Dodgy's really getting the Merlin and the Hunbats easy ults for Dodgy. And Rat's just an easy god to generate pressure in the early game.
Now we wait. You have to kind of think they're just gonna grab their solo laner because I believe Lucky is their solo laner. So yeah, right on point. He's gonna grab the Osiris.
And
Outside of that,
that's honestly a
oh,
smart pickup. Cyrus and Alma, it's honestly a scary lane for Alma. Her trying to push up to clear that wave is gonna be super dangerous for her. Cyrus is one of the best solo lane gods in the game. He can out pressure any solo laner and do it well. So that was a really smart pickup by team.
so I wonder if they're gonna grab the jungler here.
They can, yeah, because it's both their picks. Looks like on her Camazotz. I really like the Camazotz here. He's honestly a top three jungler right now. He just offers so much early to mid, and he doesn't even fall off because of the Heartseeker item. He just remains relevant throughout the entire game. So he's honestly a really scary pick, especially against the Hunbats who struggles in the early game. On her, obviously, always a good pickup. Looks like it's going to be a Ghost signature god at this point. Pick up beyond her for the mid laner. And then Scylla, last pick for team, which is going to wrap up the draft here. Not the biggest fan of Scylla, considering they do have the Camazels on her, which is a lot of pressure. Pretty scary for Scylla in the early game, which is her worst point. So looking at the draft here, who would you give the game to?
So, just going off of some past success that we saw yesterday, I kind of want to lean towards Davies Delinquents, but I think team's draft might actually be a bit better.
I mean, if you look at just the Shingeki and Osiris and the Merlin, if those three characters can really pop off this game, Davies Delinquents is gonna have a really hard time
E-
actually getting out of the early laning phase. Because if they're able to keep up the pressure, they can really solidify their lead early on, and that's gonna be trouble for Davies Delinquents. Because that's honestly their downfall is the early game.
And I mean, like you also gotta keep in mind Scylla coming online and his godsend. It's not like it's not a nobody per se. The man's got some. I put him in like the top 2 to 3 as far as mid laner goes in the league right now. And probably put Ghost right up there. Ghost probably wants the top spot, and so I think he's probably got a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder than Godsend maybe this game. But I still think I'd put Godsend slightly above him. So I wouldn't count him out even though he's on the Scylla. There's going to be a lot of pressure. There, I agree.
Yeah, and feel free guys in the chat to post your thoughts on who's gonna win this first game. And to start off, we got Davies Delinquents versus Team. Let's get this game going. Hmm. Alright, let's. There you go. Actually hides builds too. That's so weird. Interesting. So let's look at the builds. Godsend going Book of Souls tier 2. Not really a fan of this build.
Didn't we see? I think it was Critical start this on Scylla as well. I think.
Yeah, it's not the worst selection, obviously. It's better than just going just boots. But Book of Souls kind of fell off in the meta towards the mid-season of Season 6. We don't really see it on like really mana-dependent gods like Hell, Cuckoo. Cuckoo especially because of his passive. And then pretty typical builds in the dual lane, same in the jungle. Everything else is pretty traditional. It looks like we have Geb here over at the enemy team's red buff. Trying to outsecure his Jing Tian. Probably won't be able to get it because he did use his knockup already. Looks like he's just trying to stall for the Onher though. And Onher is going to get the impale. And looks like they will be able to invade this red buff right off the bat. Like I said, early pressure in the mid lane with the Onher pick. Scylla not being able to do a single thing about it. That's the one thing I said was the downfall of teams was their mid lane pick. No pressure at all is really going to hurt them in the early game.
And they get all of that for free, pretty much. So I think one of the big matchups for me, outside of dual lane, is going to be solo lane. Really, all across the board. I mean, like, uh, Laylo being kind of a new addition to the team coming in, kind of late into the season versus Poyo being with team for the majority of the season. There's like some possible key mismatches there, and then kind of we have a pause already, and kind of the same with uh I steal buffs for you guys as well, right?
Yeah, we picked up both Lalo and Steel Bus pretty late in the season. Um, we were just struggling to get five together majority of our games, and I Steel Buffs definitely filled his role this season in the solo lane. Um, because we were in desperate need of a solo laner for sure. And Lalo so far has been phenomenal. So happy we picked him up. He's been doing nothing but good in his role. He's been across support, mid, ADC. He's done well in all of
Big spirit ball from him there.
them. Cyrus actually getting pressured out by the Alma. Wow, that's actually really interesting to see. Almatros at full HP, then Osiris literally 1 HP, the solo lane. I wonder what's going on over here.
And there's not a single buff up right now. There's not, or a camp I should say, like buff camp anything mid just then coming up, and you see Daviez Deliquents on it like piranha.
It looks like Camazotz is going to pick out this mana buff because they want to take it away from the Osiris. They know the Osiris is low, and he is going to be pathing in the jungle here. He is calling out the rotation. Osiris could be in trouble here if he's not paying attention. And Camazotz is looking for the invade. Almatros passive is applied. Camazotz did get the slow off, and that's first blood for J-Feather, and that's going to be a mana buff down for Daviez Deliquents.
And that's kind of you wanted to start the game. Getting ahead early is not something that's happened this, or not something that teams that have played team have done quite often. So it'll be interesting to see how a team reacts. It's so hard to say team with team. Like,
I should try saying Daviez Deliquents over and over.
I just say DDS. I literally just say DDS. It's a little bit easier. And the team. I despise that.
Yeah, I
name
think I'm
now,
going to say
just trying
DDS
say
from now
it.
on because saying Daviez Deliquents over and over is also becoming an eyesore at this point.
Here comes Daviez Deliquents.
Yeah, from a casting standpoint, saying that over and over in a fucking rough team fight, nah, there's no way. Amtrasu almost getting out of there. Osiris missing Lord of the Afterlife, both out trading each other here in the solo lane. Looks like nothing's gonna happen here though. Both solo lane ultimates down.
Oh, is Jing Tian in trouble?
He might be. Looks like he is will be fine.
So I kind of like the one thing I did like about the Daviez Deliquents draft is that again you saw them play a lot of these gods already, and everybody was comfortable. So it's like why not run it back? Essentially.
Yeah, I agree. Like, kind of pick what you're good at. Not trying to be too fancy with the draft. And you see that a lot with DDS draft.
Like the leaving the honor, the Isis, the Camazotz, the Amaterasu. I think we saw. I still
Pretty
watched
much
them already.
a painted picture of what we saw last night.
Yeah. Which is really interesting because teams usually one of those teams to be really big about doing homework. So like maybe they just overplan themselves. I'm not sure. I saw their charts that they put out on OPE. I was like, oh my goodness. I was expecting something, but this is literally, like you said, what we saw already.
If you look at the player damage, you see all the damage being in the solo lane. Cyrus and Amaterasu putting up huge numbers. It looks like we're gonna have to fight here in mid lane. Nothing happening just yet. So far, it's been a pretty slow-paced game. Teams are really just trying to take it slow right off the bat. Trying to let the other team make the mistakes first instead of making the mistakes themselves. And Hunbat's actually going to get caught out of position here. Get Cataclysm missing its mark. Hunbat's Fear No Evil coming out to get some zone pressure off for the Hunbats. And Hanbats is actually gonna get out of here. Anher will be using his ultimate to try to do some damage, but unfortunately misses the mark. And Hanbats is gonna get out of here just fine, having to use Fear No Evil defensively though.
And dueling has actually been a bit quieter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, a lot of just non-action going on the dual lanes, mostly around the mid solo. That's really a lot of the fights are going down. We actually see a Talaria boots coming out from the Hunbats. Really strange pickup. As a Hunbats, you really just want all the damage you can get, especially with the Funeral Evil overhand smash available. So having Talaria that really doesn't make a lot of sense.
That Camazot's buff to his jump is just so nice.
Yeah, Roy just lets him be so much um what's the word? Versatile
Mo
in the jungle.
oh
It just
yeah, I guess
it's
you could say
kind of
that.
lets him rotate on these buffs much more efficiently than he did before. And then the buff to his passive also helps him as well because the extra lifesteal lets him be so much more of an early jungle bully than he was before.
Warrior, I can get that fixed
Wow, he got
after
both.
or in between games. Um, Davies, just so you know, the overlay is cutting off red team's ults so people can't see red team's ults are up
Yeah, let me see.
on their names.
Oh, I see it. There you go. It should be fixed now. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for pointing it out, though.
Yeah, good shit, Warrior.
Glad someone said something.
Yo, PC's so nice though, man. These adjustments and stuff on the fly. Like I cannot wait.
Yeah, it makes spectating so much more of a breeze because on Xbox issues can hub up all the time, and it's usually the only answer is a full restart, which is honestly from a broadcasting perspective, it's rough. It looks like Polo's actually gonna die at the order tower. We're not sure what happened there. And a pause will be coming
Yeah,
out. Looks like some technical issues for team is happening right now. Looks like Polo is lagging a little bit and he will be DCing. We've seen this in the past with Pollo's internet connection just not coming through clutch. Majority of the games that he's played in, a pause has had to come out because of his internet, so it's really unfortunate. Really like that DDS did not take the opportunity to get the kill on Merlin. So a lot of respect there.
yep. Poyo's router went out. This is gonna be a long stream. I can already tell.
Yep, with the technical issues and the best of five set. It's definitely gonna be a long one. So I hope you guys are ready to just chill out for a little bit.
I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping that one team can just like hit a roll. Like I personally would love to see the best of five, but like if with the length of the possibility of the stream, I would not mind a just straight 3-0. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So based on the rules, how much time do team get for the pause?
They'll get a full 15 minutes. It's gonna be three 5-minute pauses in total, or one 15-minute pause in the case of a DC. At the 15-minute mark, you can exercise a forced forfeit, or you can play the game through if you guys really want to go there.
Yeah, I really hate the if the game will have to be played out like that. Honestly, I would just want a respected 5v5, no technical issues, but it seems like that's going to be pretty hard to do in this set.
So yeah, and like I mean, at the end of the day, it really can't be helped because we're not like running a LAN or anything for this. It's really based off of people's internet in the Smite server.
It looks like Poyo's internet is back up, so he's just restarting his Smite right now and getting it back on.
So, you know what? While we're here, guys, so I got let me get it posted. I'll post something in the chat for you guys to check out. We've been working on. We've been working on this for quite a while. And I'm actually happy to have finally have a version of it that I can actually push out and show to everybody. But it's been, dare I say, a long time coming. You just grab the link real quick.
So we're actually taking a look at the builds here. We're seeing the solo lane that Amaterasu is going for Berserkers, Ninjas. She's really trying to capitalize off her passive to really carry through the early game. I'm a pretty big fan of this build. Like I said, it lets her apply her passive as fast as possible, especially with the Berserkers, giving their extra attack speed. Ninja's giving her mana and attack speed as well, so it's just really nice synergy. And then you see Cyrus going for the Glad Shield, pretty typical stuff, and then Ninjas. So I really like both the starting builds from the solo laners. And then we see from the Geb and the Xingtian, we actually have a reinforced Greaves from the Xingtian. So he must be really afraid of this on her Isis really comboing him, especially with the Geb Cataclysm. Really got to take a lot of mind for that. And then we actually see Geb go for Shoes of Focus. So you normally only go this if you feel like you're going to be ahead or you really just need that CCR or CDR. So I can respect this, but if team understand that this Geb doesn't is not as tanky because he doesn't have the reinforced Greaves, they can really just group together and blow him up because he has no health. He has just power and CDR. So maybe if team pays attention, they could actually capitalize off that. But we'll see what happens. And then we see from the duo lane here, looks like Poyo is going to go for the Doom Warp start. Already has his Mage's Blessing stacked, so same thing with Isis. She's going to go for her Pythags. I do like this choice a little bit better, only because it allows her to sustain herself more in the duo lane, which is more important. Duo lane's more about just who can outtrade the other ADC. So I really like this start from Poyo, especially when it comes to those early to mid fights when the support and the jungler are grouped up. This really helps the Camazotz here get some extra lifesteal and some extra power. It's really going to help him when he rotates to his dual lane. Um, and then we actually look at the jungler builds. Like I said before, I'm not a fan of Talaria only because It's not enough power for Hunbats to really do 100 to 0 potential damage. It's nice for rotations and just farm efficiency, but if I'm a Hunbats, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those ganks. I'm looking for the set up my team to do as much damage as possible. This is really why I'm a big fan of J Feather's build. I actually would have liked to see him go for a Brawler instead of a Crusher. There's really not really a reason to go for the Crusher here. Brawlers make sure to shut down this Xingqian Cyrus healing instead of this Glad Shield. And then she can be on her going for the ninjas tab by. He has to go straight into the trance, which is really nice for generating pressure. It's all about getting those stacks online, obviously. So let's hopefully get those stacks on before the 12-minute mark. And then Scylla's already starting her stacks. She's at 46 right now, if I'm reading that correctly. I'm trying to read the right text. She already has the Shrews Focus done. So it looks like she's going to go straight into Pen next, maybe like the Spirit Death Divine. And while we're talking, though, it looks like their gold race is going to be taken away by Daviez and Deliquents. And one way able to get it, the reset from the Xingqian was really nice, but the Cataclysm came out, and the double kill from DS Lalo Ghost. Really nice kill from Daviez Deliquents. Still now is a really bad spot. Has to use the 3 to leap out of there. And now, what a bait from Daviez Deliquents, and actually J Feather in the mid lane cleans up the Scylla. That's 3 kills for Daviez Deliquents. What a cleanup.
And it is just a little bit of a momentum killer having to sit out for what was almost 9 minutes, 8 minutes. I want to say just a pause. Like it kind of throws you off a little bit.
Yeah, it happens like
And
that for every team. Not every team is invincible when it comes to momentum. So anything from just a small 5-minute pause to a technical issue can really just throw off a team's momentum. Let's hope that team can come back from this. Obviously, it's still not game for them. It's only a small lead for Daviez Deliquents with 2k gold. If you look at experience, there's only small level leads across. The biggest level lead you actually see is on the supports. 2 level lead for Geb, which is really huge. It looks like Hunbass though is using Fear No Evil to try to get a cheeky dive on the tier 1 tower. Not successful, obviously. Really strange play from team right there. I'm not sure what they're trying to pull off. I just think it was really forced. So walking backwards, like you like to see it. Looks like Isis is going to be pressuring out Merlin here, trying to get that purple buff. Won't be able to get it, unfortunately. Smart enough to get out of there because the rest of the team were rotating. And it looks like Daviez Deliquents is trying to de-ward team right here. Kamithons are trying to go after the Xingqian, who's in a really bad spot. J Feather cleaning up the kill. Cataclysm being used to secure it. That is a pickup and a huge one for DDS as the Gold Fury is now being looked at. The team are trying to stop it, but J Feather here is doing a really good job of zoning out the Hunbats and the Scylla. Can he get the kill here while his team's on Gold Fury? And he will be using the Bat Out of Hell. Really good pickup from Daviez Deliquents, and another pause coming out. Not sure what's going on here. Yeah, what's up with the pauses, man? What's going on here? So what's up with the pause? So what was the reason for it? Do we have any word?
I'm not seeing why it was paused yet. That's what I'm waiting to come across.
And it looks like it just got unpaused. What a weird pause.
Yeah, that's like borderline in combat. The only reason that's a rough one right
Yeah, that does
there.
not look good for team. They paused right when combat was in progress, so and that almost qualifies for an FF. But it looks like we're gonna play this one out. Um, I'm really not sure why the pause was even used in the first place. Seems
Yeah.
really inappropriate. And I think that's going to eat up the rest of their pauses, if I do believe.
Yeah, that was 3 right there. Can't we have like a free pause turned off in the host settings?
Yes, we can. Free
Yeah,
pause is
that
not a default option.
yeah, free pause is gonna need to be off from now on that because this is actually getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, the pausing is getting a little bit too much for these games. We're trying to have a really clean set right here, and these pauses are really ruining that. But so far, a clean game from DDS, up 6-0, 3,500 gold lead so far. And we look at the graphs and experience, same thing, same story, 4K lead almost. So Daviez Deliquents looking really good right now. Gold free is down, so it looks like all the pressure is going around this Pyromancer, which we're seeing right now. And Hotmats is actually going to blink, and so is the Axilla. I'm a monster coming out to kill I'm a Gamer, who's out of position there. But that's 2 big team ultimates down for 1 support. This is still a winnable team fight, unless Honor gets caught out with his beat still available. That's a huge pickup for team, and now it looks like Pyromancer is going to be looked at after they chase out this Camazotz, who's in a really bad spot, having to use Bat Out of Hell to get out of there, make sure he's not in a bad spot. And now Ice Steel Bust is in the same situation, almost out of position, has to use the shell to get out of there. And this is going to be a free Pyromancer for team. But meanwhile, in the dual lane, Lalo is actually getting pressure, trying to look for some sort of farm to take away from team, as Fire Giant is being, Pyromancer is being taken off the map. Being picked up by both teams. Now you're just trying to push out for buffs once again. Fire Giant is a little bit too early to go for both teams. If anything, you want to just pressure out buffs and towers if you can. If not, you want to just keep on farming. Right now, all Daviez Deliquents have to do is just play around Loudlo and J-Feather here, both with the big leads on their team. Lala level 15, but Poyo is level 15 as well, so team could fire back with playing around him.
And that is really, I'm still honestly caught up on the pause. We'll definitely have to go back and look at the VOD at some point, just for like some archive purposes on rulings, because that's like pretty close to what should have been an FF.
Yeah, that was
If it
almost a
wasn't,
combat pause right there.
well, even it doesn't necessarily have to be a combat pause. I was actually just looking over the SPL rule that we have posted for it. And it can just be a, let me actually pull it up right now. A game moment that an administrator determines is key or involves a combat engagement. And that potentially could have been, even if not a combat engagement, a key moment of the game.
I can agree with that. Looks like Cataclysm are coming out trying to get out this Hunt Bats, but he is out of position here. Lalo is here to do some damage, and looks like all team is grouped up. It looks like they want to get a pick here, maybe on this Geb, who's a little bit caught out here. Peter Evil coming out, Jinx and all coming out, and that's 2 big team ultimates already down. And now Camazotz is here to try to get some picks. I don't know if he'll be able to get any. Camazotz is in a really bad spot now. He's low HP. Lalo using his ultimate gets the circle and hits the Hunbats. That is going to be a pickup and a trade. Honestly, a really good trade if, from my perspective for Daviez Deliquents. Jungler for support. Always a really good trade. Support sacrificing himself to get another pick on the team fight. And now Ice is actually really caught out here. He needs to be really careful. Actually, I really like that Aegis. He would have gotten really poked out there by the Soul Crush. So this makes it so he can keep putting up the pressure on this Merlin right now, which we're seeing right now. He's going to have to use a flicker, but he's actually in a really bad spot now. Kemazot's taking a lot of damage. Ice is using the Spirit Gust to do some damage. Merlin's almost one-shot on her diving in, but a perfect Sikkim from the Scylla, and I'm a monster coming out, kills Ghost. He's looking for the double. He gets it. Kemazot's answers back by killing Scylla. Now Xingtian's really out of position here. Daviez Deliquents is chasing for the kill. Can Kemazot's do anything? Unfortunately not. They will be backing off here to actually take away some buffs. Really a crazy fight from the Scylla. Lands a perfect combo on the jump animation, if anything. Really hard to do that, honestly. So really good mechanics coming from Godsend this game, if I do say so. Fury is up, and it's going to be Oni. So right now, teams are going to be warding that up, and we do see some wards already. We got two right here. We got one from team, and then we have one actually contested ward right here. So hopefully, one of the teams actually catch that out and try to deward that. But right now, we still got a lot of wards in hand from both teams. So it looks like teams are still going to be doing that ward battle to get this gold Fury. Actually, Fear No Evil coming out to try to go on the Honor. Honor has to use the ultimate, the CC immune, the ultimate, and he gets out with almost half HP. That's a big team ultimate down for team. This is your opportunity if I'm Daviez Deliquents to pressure out this gold free. Fear No Evil is not available. The only thing you really have to worry about is the I'm a Monster for Scylla, and that's honestly really easy to bait out. Farming, trying to get as many levels as possible. Lalo and Polio are almost level 20. Same thing with the soul laners. Looks like the only people struggling right now are the mid lane. 15 on her, 16 Scylla, but both are respectively doing their role justice. It's like teams heading in this jungle here. It looks like they do want to do something on this gold fairy. They do have the Oracle, so they have the ward vision, and Daviez Deliquents is not in position to actually defend this. Gold fairy's already at half HP. They're pulling it. Merlin's doing a lot of burn damage to it, and actually team are able to secure it. Camazotz is here to actually try to get some kills. Has to use that out of the hell to make sure he doesn't get 100 to 0'd by the Scylla Crush. And that's going to be a free gold free for team. Really good awareness from right now from team, and actually Daviez Deliquents is trying to look for a huge pick by this gold for your team. Both teams are still fighting. Geb's actually pretty low right now. The Geb shield might not be not enough. Cyrus is chasing him out, but the Geb shield and the Isis is enough to get him out of there. That was a really close engagement by Daviez Deliquents. That almost went south for them. But after that Gold Fury, team is now in a really good spot. They're now even in gold. They can really start taking some objectives off the map with these Oni minions. Unfortunately, looks like none of them will be in position. So it looks like they're just using them as a cannon fodder at this point. But that is still free gold for team. Unfortunately, though, comparing that to an actual Gold Fury, they probably would have wanted a primal there because the Oni minions just went to waste. In case you guys didn't know, back at home, Gold Fairy actually is worth more in terms of the experience and gold you get than an Oni or Primal Fury. The reason why is because Primal and Oni offer something called passive team buffs. So like buffs to your minions, buffs to doing more damage to jungle camps and objectives. It's just like a simple trade-off you get for going for those kind of objectives. And unfortunately, since team didn't capitalize off it, they're not going to get the maximum value out of that Gold Fury that they would have wanted. So unfortunately, a Gold Fury is going to go kind of waste for team here, but it shouldn't hurt them too much. Now Pyramids are being looked at by both teams. This is going to be a pretty important Pyramids, only because of the Fire Giant. It is the 23 mark. So this is going to be a huge fight here for team. Peter Evil coming on the back line. Scylla, I'm a Monster coming out. Has the Honor and the Isis. Huge pickup from Scylla, but J Feather's here to answer back. Pick up Godsend in the back line. And now Shintian ult being used to try to zone away someone in this team fight. And now Merlin's here to do a lot of damage to Camazotz. Camazotz misses the overhand, dodges the overhand smash. And now Camazotz may be in a bad spot as Uppy Bio chases him down in the back line. But Uppy Bio and Xingtian kill J Feather, who was under tower trying to hide away from the damage. It's just not enough. Team's doing a really good job of capitalizing off their pressure in this mid game. And now Pyramids is definitely going to be looked at by team. This puts them in a great spot. Speed up being taken away. Daviez Deliquents. This is a really big turnaround for team. This puts Deliquents in a really awkward spot. So right now, the biggest issue I'm seeing is both Honor and Isis being out of position in the same spot, which allows Scylla to really stack her damage on both targets. Really not good for Daviez Deliquents right now. If I'm them, I'm really trying to make sure that my carries are not in the same spot and not stacked on each other, not out of position. It really just comes down to communication at this point. Scylla's just doing a really good job at catching people when they're out of position. She's almost been 100% on these Alma monsters, doing so much damage, getting almost double ultimates. And now Xingtian's actually ulting for some huge damage. Camazotz is actually in a really bad spot, has to use Bad Out of Hell to get out of there immediately. And the Alma monster actually missing its mark. That's actually a huge fight for Daviez Deliquents. Albatrossa though is at half HP. J Feather has to go back to base. He could have healed, and actually Ice Steel buffs his a little bit tunnel vision there. Dives, and so Cyrus is actually diving this tier 1 tower, and the passive proc from the Pridwind actually secures the kill for Osiris. Wow, what a use of the passive. And now Honor's in a really bad spot. It's a double kill for Uppy Bio, a triple kill for Uppy Bio under the Phoenix. What a big fight for team. This is going to be a tier 2 tower and a Phoenix call for team right now. This is not looking good for Daviez Deliquents. Now Ice is actually in a really bad spot, gets caught on the wall. He's going to fall here. Physics picking up the kill. This actually might be GG for Daviez Deliquents. Game 1 might go to them. Cyrus is slow, but TP is available. Looks like this might be a GG. Titan's down 25%. Physics won't go down in the Titan. Titan is down at 50%. This could be game 1 already. Albatross is here to try to do something. J Feather gets a kill on Godsend, but it's not enough. And team 1, game 1 goes to team, getting the first win of the Battle of 5.
And that actually went into 26 minutes. Not as long as I thought the game had the potential to go. I thought it definitely had the potential to reach about a 40-minute game. What a turnaround from team.
Yeah, really just
Like, what a
capitalizing
turnaround.
off of Daviez Deliquents' positioning. A lot of their carries were out of position, even the tanks were out of position. You saw a lot of tanks, honestly, tunnel visioning on the enemy backline a little bit too hard, putting them in a really awkward spot as their carries got dove by the Osiris Jingtian. So it really was an awkward team fight for Daviez Delinquents in the late game. They really were doing good, pressuring around the side lanes on the map, but then that started falling off when both teams grouped up for fights, and team really just capitalized off the positioning. And you see the MVP of this game, Osiris, 25k damage, almost 26, really showing why uh, he's the star player on this team. Just honestly hard carrying that entire game. Now, hopefully, Davies Linguist can just shake this off and just keep pushing the momentum. They had momentum in the early game, and it seems like they lost it after that pause. So hopefully, they can just keep this going and try to get some wins. Um, it's not over yet, so not letting this game get to them is going to be key.
All right, so pauses have been adjusted to normal pauses for this upcoming game, off of free pause. Just waiting on this lobby to come up. We're just waiting to hide or not hide the Davies Delinquents to figure out their pick. Excuse me. Do 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 do. All right, and Davies Delinquents is gonna call first. Uh, so you think they're gonna be even more aggressive going into game two? Calling out first pick there.
I think so. I think they want to try to take something off the board that's comfortable for a team.
Uh, and again, we'll have to go back over and review some of the calls from the game just for future references. That way we can hope to improve as we move forward, and especially going into season two. And here we are. Hunbats is gone, Persephone's gone, Morgan's gone, Kukulkan's gone. Who's gonna be the pick?
Looks like Achilles is gonna be taken away first pick, and then teams gonna fire back with Jormungandr, and we'll see who else they pick here. They could pick up the Merlin, who's still available, which is could be a really good first pick. Other options are up as well. They could honestly just pick up um, some sort of pressure god right here.
So Thor and Isis, and Davies getting rid of Isis here. You gotta think uh, maybe Ullr's where Laylo's gonna go. I know that's one of his more comfort picks, is it not? Davies.
Sorry, I was dealing with an issue right now. Looks like Merlin and Jormungandr, like I said, were going to picked up by team right here. And then let's see what Davies Delinquents fires back with. He did recognize that the Xingtian gave them a lot of problems last game, so they will looks like they'll be looking at that as their support for this game. And right here, I'm probably looking at the ADC, honestly. Looks like Puyo already has the Merlin, so their ADC is already picked. So if I'm team and if Davies Linguist doesn't pick up an ADC, I'm going to be banning out all the ADCs I can. Jingwei is still available, so Jingwei could be a big pickup if Lawa knows how to play it.
And are we sure this Jing Qian's gonna go into
X
ooh,
Ball, spicy, okay.
spike? Yeah, that's literally what I was gonna say.
It's really good
That
from
is his.
Jormungandr because as soon as Jorm ults, you just X Ball and he cannot see a thing. But the only issue is that if the X Ball ult is not available, he is a sitting duck.
So is the Jing Qian for sure going to support, or do you think I Steel Buffs might take that in the solo lane?
100%. Shigtian is definitely a support god. He's already solidified himself as one of the best supports in the game right now. He doesn't generate enough pressure to be relevant in the solo lane. He just gets out traded and outboxed a lot of times in the solo lane. He does do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. But against solo laners like Osiris, solo laners like Achilles, Camazots, he's just going to get out pressured in no time. And especially against his Jormungandr, who can literally just poke him from afar, Jinten can't really do much against that.
And we see Viztix taking Circuit.
Really interesting pickup. It could be going to the support as well. So we'll have to see. If anything, if I'm team right here, I'm putting that on the support and having my jungler a little bit more pressure. Circuit in the past in the jungle role hasn't done well. It's mostly because she's really easy to shut down and lock down. CC is the game in a lot of these high level games, and that's honestly her biggest takeaway is that she is not good against high CC comps. Xing Tian being really, really notorious and applying a lot of CC really quickly. And then you have the stun from the Achilles. So it's going to put Circuit in a really awkward spot in these fights. So hopefully that is a support Circuit. If not, I think that Circuit might struggle a little bit in the jungle role.
So is this a jungle Achilles, or you think it's gonna be a solo Achilles?
Honestly, that's the biggest thing about Achilles is that you could flex him to whatever role you think he's best in. They could give J5 the Achilles and give him a lot of early to mid pressure, and then really scale that pressure late game with a Heartseeker or maybe even crit items. And then they can also put that in solo and give Ice Buffs an opportunity to really show his Achilles play and get some pressure on that Jormungandr, which Achilles in the Yorm is honestly a really good matchup. Looks like Rajin's picked up by Godsend. Looks like he wants to do a lot of damage against that X-Ball Achilles. Really good pickup by team. And then actually, Davies Deliquents fires back with Hebo Sasano. So it looks like it's going to be a mid-Hebo jungle Sasano, and that Achilles is going to go to solo.
Who's the last pick gonna be?
Kumakarna. I'm
Kumbhakarna. So
actually a
it is a jungle circuit.
I'm actually a big fan of the support Kumakarna, and it gets a lot of pressure on the X-Ball Sasano, which is pretty terrifying if I'm playing as them right now. They really just can't do nothing against that Kumba. And then you have Jormungandr in the backline just causing a mess. So it's really going to rely on if the Susano and this Hebo can really make a difference in this 3v3. And if Lalo can really land some really heavily executed ultimates. It's all about the timing on X-Ball. I'm a big fan of both these drafts, but who do you think takes this game away?
So I do like a bit of the Davies Delinquents draft, but I think grabbing the Kumbhakarna kind of put it in favor of team.
Yeah, they just have such an easily executable comp when it comes to the 5v5 team fights. 3v3, you definitely have to give it to Davis Delinquents. The Xing Tian, Hebo, Sasano is honestly terrifying to think about. But all team has to do is play around these side lanes. You have a Jormungandr, you have a Merlin to do a lot of damage for you. And then Raj is there to apply the CC, and then so is Goomba for your setup. And then Jormungandr just causing a havoc in the backline. I mean, honestly, it could go both ways. It just really depends on if the carries can pop off for Dave's Delinquents. So honestly, I would give it to Dave's Delinquents, but this could go both ways. We'll have to see.
I think this is going to be a really spicy Hebo. Oh my goodness! I even realized I thought it was going to be Layla that was going to be playing Hebo. I didn't realize it's Ghost.
Yeah, you know it's going to be Ghost of the Hebo. He's always been his signature god's always been like the hard carry gods, so it's no surprise that he is on the Hebo.
And with Godson pulled out Raijin, man, I think this is the first or this might be like this. I want to say second time we've seen a Raijin in all of season one.
Yeah, Roger's honestly a big sleeper pick. People honestly forgot about him when he got those nerfs back at the beginning of season 6. But now with the new item changes and the recent buffs to him, he's honestly like he's in a really good spot right now, and a lot of players actually don't recognize that. So it'd be interesting to see how he does on this pick.
Just waiting for the game to get underway here.
Looks like game 2 is gonna be underway.
So what kind of PC are you running your Smite on?
I'm running mine on an iBuy Power 5600 Radeon.
Yeah, 'cause it's running fairly okay. So you load in like off the loading screen hella fast. I don't know if that's just how PC is in general for Smite compared to console, but
My experience
your
so
loading
far,
screens are
yeah,
nothing.
it's been pretty good. Wait, does that building like? I just realized that building shrinks. I thought it gets cut in half or something. No, it just shrinks. Interesting. What is this? Oh, okay, so it just shrinks everything. I thought it like cuts the stuff in half. Nah, I just shrink stuff. That's cool. That's actually cool to know.
You can just hide in the trees.
Hmm. Alright, let me just fix the names here.
Wait, are you moving them?
Yeah,
What?
I saw that their names are aligned. It makes it easier to read. It looks like Home Gunner and Daviez are just having a little brawl before the game starts. A little casual throwdown, you know. They don't like get anything out of it besides a warrior stack. Looks like they're actually gonna meet up once again for a little bit of a brawl off. Same thing with Kumakarna and Shinktien. Just have a little brawl before the game starts. Have a little, you know, a little 1v1. So
It looks like it's going on dueling as well.
I guess they're having a gentleman's 1v1 in both lanes. So I'm really hoping that Rajan apply his passive. I don't know if we're able to see it. Unfortunately not. The thing with Rajan is that your passive stacks when you use abilities, and then when it gets to the fourth drum, that's when you get the most power out of the passive. So right out, as soon as you spawn, you want to be stacking that passive, so when you get to that lane, you have that passive stacked with the wave. So Jason gets some pressure on this right mids. He knows he can't contest them though because he gets a really notorious jungle thief. So looks like both Breeze already grouped up, trying to take as much farm off the map as possible.
I dig it. Aggression, man. That's what it's gonna take.
Yeah, looks like Daviez Deliquents are really hungry for this one. And it looks like
Oh,
they
they.
see Poyo out of position. It looks like they might even go for this. Team hasn't recognized it, but looks like they will be. Looks like they did call out the rotation for the Kuma and the Circuit. So really good call off from Daviez Deliquents. They definitely would have lost that 3v3 if they tried to go for it.
Yeah, it's really nice to see them not force it there. We've seen teams kind of just try to run through it anyway. And knowing when to actually back out of a fight is so important.
Yeah, I agree. Because if you try to force things too much, you're going to end up costing yourselves the game.
And Hebo's struggling with no mana right now.
Yeah, it's not the biggest deal because he's going to be having the back here. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit late. So hopefully the Susano gets this wave for him. And if I'm Ghost, I'm calling Susano to defend his middle lane, which he is going to right now. Make sure that wave doesn't go to waste. It looks like he's just gonna tag and walk away. I really like this because there's other farms to get on the map. So trying to get those last hits is going to be really hard on the early game Susano. So just tagging the wave to get the experience overall, even though it's going to be reduced. Super efficient. Oops. Takes some pokes. Going to go going down some middle lane action. Like I said, Shinktien is really good at the poke war. Kumakara is really good at setting up, but I think Shinktien is even better at poking than any other support in the game right now. And it looks like 2v2 is going to be going down right now. Unfortunately, looks like the split is going to happen on the mids for both teams. So no one's going to get anything out of that. It's going to be the evening trade. And we see blinks from both the Xingtian and the Susano. So we'll probably see a lot of blink plays in this mid lane, trying to make sure we shut down the Rajan or even the Merlin right off the bat, make sure they can't get online like they did last time. Teams are pretty slow. They're just farming it out right now, trying to get to level 5 as soon as possible. It's a lot of the power spikes in this game. And actually, while we were talking, Icesteel Buffs actually solos the Jormungandr with almost 1 HP. At literally 40 HP, he probably got that kill. That's actually insane that he got that kill. I don't know how.
Yeah, it had to be a dive. No, I think it had to be a dive from the Yorm.
Yeah.
Over in dual lane, look, the gank.
Oh my! And Jfeather actually shuts down Poyo at the beginning of the game with like no mana. That's actually pretty crazy. So these side lanes are being really pressured out by Daviez Deliquents. That's actually really nice to see because honestly, from the first game, Poyo was free farming the entire game. So it's really nice to see Daviez Deliquents actually take a notice of that and try to shut him down before he can get his build on. And actually, in the mid lane, Godsend gets taken out, takes out Ghost. Looks like there's Kettle being used. Fortunately, we're missing a lot of these kills.
It looks like this Ryzen pick's starting to pay off.
Yeah, like I said, it just generates a lot of CC potential, which really helps us get in position to get a kill and land that that Death Bane. Looks like Kuma's actually gonna ult this X-Ball, who should be fine. Kumakar a little bit out of position with the ultimate. So it looks like they're actually gonna capitalize off that. Both the plays coming from the Susano, Xingtian, shell being used by the Kumba, puts him in the passive though. It won't be enough, and Jfeather gets the kill on the Kumbhakarna. Really not sure what Kuma was doing right there. It seemed a little bit forced from the Kumba, trying to get something on the X-Ball. So X-Ball is actually gonna keep his relic and be alive to see another wave. And it looks like they're actually going to grip on the Merlin, who's trying to push out the X-Ball, and X-Ball is actually going to ult to get to make sure that Merlin can't see anything coming, and Susano will come out, and Gamer actually last hits the kill, even though the Susano Storm came out. You love to see the trolls from this team.
And really, the only thing ahead for team right now is their mid lane matchup.
Yeah, you really want to see team like start playing around this mid lane a little bit more. They have the lead on Rajan, so just kind of force that lead a little bit. Jormungandr, notorious totem buff secure. Honestly, one of the best totem buff secures in the game right now. He's able to really stack damage on that totem before anything can be done about it. So Susano gets some good poke on the Rajan there. And X-Ball is actually here a little bit out of position. He could be left out by the Kumbhakarna, who's actually not going to ult him, very surprisingly. And now Xingtian's actually going to ult. Doesn't hit the mark on anyone. Really unfortunate ult by the Xingtian. Now Susano's actually trying to look at the Merlin, but he's a little bit out of position. He has to be a little bit careful. Kumbhakarna gets ulted by the Hebo. Rajan's now here to clean up the Hebo. and he will get the kill. And now here comes the Jing Tian. Diaz Lalo actually picked up Lucky Charms in the background, and Sano actually might be in a really bad spot. Cirquet's here, gets the TP off, and he will be able to get out safely. Merlin actually gets out of there with almost 1 HP. Very surprisingly, he didn't fall there.
Yeah, I don't think anybody from Davies Delinquents actually realized where he was.
Yeah, he was actually sitting behind that purple buff for a considerable amount of time. I think they just forgot about him. I'm not really sure. That's a fat wave right there.
And now goes 2 levels behind Godsend.
Yeah, he really needs to be careful in these fights. He's using these ults almost by himself, so it puts him out of position, and then he has no way to get out from the Raijin damage. He really has to be focusing on this Raijin. He's putting a lot of his damage on the tanks for some reason, and he's just not doing enough. He really needs to be focusing on these carries. It's kind of your role as the Hebo is to be the carry killer of your team. Because if I'm Sasano Hebo, I am killing every single carry on their team with ease. You have 100 to 0 potential on almost all of your abilities. So looking at the tanks is kind of questionable, especially on a Kuma Karna who has a passive to get him out of a dangerous situation. So Sasano is looking at something here. He actually is going to get the blink off. It does hit the Raijin, gets ulted by Sasano, and Sasano will pick up the kill on the Raijin. Really big pickup for Daviez Delinquents, shutting down that Raijin before you get anything off. And meanwhile, in the solo lane, Icesteel buffs Solo's Vistix for some reason, was trying to contest his Achilles on the totem.
And that was a really good adjustment out of Daviez Delinquents. Raijin, again, like we said, was really the only person ahead on team. He was starting to considerably. They shut him down right there.
Yeah, that's going to be a gold for Daviez Delinquents, which is going to put him in almost a 3k lead in gold. Looking at the graphs, 2k lead in experience almost. So it looks like Daviez Delinquents is going to try to force this lead onto team here. Pyromancer is available. It is the 11-minute mark. Which hopefully the O team start recording around this Fire Giant area and start group up some points. We actually see Vistix going again for the Talaria boots. Not so bad on the Cirquet this time because it helps her rotate even faster, which is honestly the best thing for Cirquet. Not a big fan of the Jotuns. We're going to like to see maybe a Crusher or even a hybrid build from the Cirquet, which is going to be really focused out in these fights. And Jormungandr being forced out early, that's actually really huge for Daviez Delinquents because now Pyromancer is going to be that much easier to pressure out without the Jormungandr pressuring her backline carries. Lalo is on a ward here, so team does know his position. There's 4 members in left right now. If team is really aware right now, they would be pressuring out this X-Ball. But unfortunately, Pollo is not going to make the rotation. Looks like they will be grouping up for the Pyromancer on this right side here. Looks like Achilles actually gonna get called out here. 1 HP, gets Ken ulted. And unfortunately the X-Ball was used to try to save him somehow, but I don't think he's actually going to be able to get out of there.
Yes, somehow is right. I do not know what the point of that was. Maybe they thought that they had a better position to initiate a fight.
They hook on the Raijin there. Now I think Daviez Delinquents is going to try to stall, and actually in the dual lane, Pollo solos Diaz Lalo. Really unfortunate. Didn't have the ult to save him there because he used it a little bit too soon. So now Merlin's going to get pressure on this tier 1 tower, and Shinten's going to have to rotate to the left side. If I'm team, I'm grab up for this Pyro and taking the advantage of the fact that they don't have Lalo. It looks like both teams are just going to start taking it slow, I guess. Say team doesn't want to do anything rash just yet. And Jormungandr is going to make the proxy, so he does want to rotate somewhere on this map, trying to outpressure this Achilles. And Achilles won't we actually be able to get to the proxy in time? So this allows Yomagunner to just take some buffs off the map. And you see this ward right here on the speed buff. It really shows that the team is looking at the speed buff to try to take it away from Susano. Fortunately, Jormungandr won't be able to get there in time. He is going to get some poke. And then meanwhile, in the mid lane, Godsend takes out Hide the Ghost once again. Hide the Ghost down 0-3. Really unfortunate play so far on the Hebo.
Yeah, I think that might come down to just a level difference, if anything. And the fact that we're still kind of in the mid game, Evo's really be blasting towards the later end of the game.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Rajan really comes alive in the mid of the game.
It is a questionable pick though for me personally. It was definitely spicy. Same thing with the Chipalong pick.
Yeah, they really try to do some niche plays right now. Really interesting to see the X-Ball go for a trance instead of a Dev's Gauntlet. He's really not going to have a lot of sustain, and Merlin's doing a lot of damage, but Susano just does way too much for Merlin to handle. Burst damage is the name of the game, and Susano is the #1 player in that game. Looks like Jormungandr is going to do the same thing he's been doing all game and proxying with these backhands. Trying to make sure that Susano does not get online, trying to delay his levels as much as possible, because you see at the jungle right now, Susano actually has a level lead, even with these proxies going on. And it looks like Pyromancer is going to be pressured out here. So far, nothing going to happen. Teams are really taking this slow to the point where the next Gold Fury is already spawning Oni Fury. And now X-Ball actually might be in a really bad spot. Serket really dashing for that X-Ball. X-Ball actually might fall here, but Vistix will be traded out if that's the case. And now Rajan is trying to look for a kill in the Hebo, but he's not doing enough damage. He's now in a really bad spot here. Both the Rajan and the Kumakonda are really 1 HP. And now Rajan's trying to get outboxed to Lalo, but Lalo actually gets fallen and he gets taken out. Now, Jormungandr is here though for the rotation. Achilles is going to be a little bit late. Hebo's in a really bad spot. Kumakonda might fall here, but the passive will be able to save him, and he will be able to get out of here. Now Merlin's in the back, getting pressure out the Achilles, but Susano's here to clean up. No problem. Lucky Charms falls down. Jormungandr's chasing out the Susano, and now this is such a crazy fight for Daviez Deliquents. A 1-for-3 trade in favor of Daviez Deliquents. A lot of team fights going on in this second game. We saw the first game a little bit slow when it came to team fights. Teams not kind of just feeling each other out, making sure they don't make mistakes before the other. And now you just see people just running at each other, just taking fights without fear.
So we do see Koya with a 1 level, we see Gamer with a 2 level.
This is enough.
Compared to their counterparts.
Jormungandr is actually here for the rotation. I don't think Daviez Deliquents know about it just yet. They might look at the Xingtian here, and Jormungandr is just looking at the Susano, trying to do some damage on him. Lalo's actually going to get pressured out here on this tier 1 tower, and this is going to put team in a favorable position to go for this Gold Fury. It looks like Lalo is going to use the ultimate a little bit early, if I do say. Actually, Jormungandr is here to try to do some damage, but Lalo is actually able to get out no problem. And Xingtian's actually looking to try to get a huge Xingtian ult. Misses his mark once again. Really unfortunate plays from the Xingtian. That's almost he's what, 1-for-3 right now on his ultimates. That's really,
yeah.
You really hate to see that.
Yeah, and like, you kind of gotta think that this is maybe just some jitters.
Oh, big ultimate for the Susano, even though he was out of position. Shell being used by team. The team's actually in a really bad spot here. They're all really low HP, but Kumakonda is here to do some damage against both the tanks. Shell being used to try to mitigate some of the damage, and now it looks like Xingtian's gonna be looked at, and Hide the Ghost gets a double kill. Huge Hebo on the Hide the Ghost. knocks up the Circuit, doing some extra damage, but he's low HP. Yomagata looking for a pick here. Kumakaru's be looking as well, trying to land that root and that stun to mesmerize him a little bit. And now Shing Tian's actually going to get low HP here as well. And it looks like Daviez Deliquents actually going to get out of here. They're going to look at the Yorm, who's almost 1 HP. Ice Steel buff secures the kill. This is a huge fight for Daviez Deliquents. That's a Gold Fury.
What a turnaround from Ghost. That double kill with his ult changed everything.
You really, honestly, it's what we've been waiting for all game. Hebo being really pressured up by this Rajan. He hasn't been able to do much, but that one fight really made him the power play in this game. Right now, Daviez Deliquents have double the kills of team. They have almost a 5k lead going in to the 20-minute mark. Honestly, if I'm Daviez Deliquents, I'm just grouping up for this fireman and trying to like get a pick. Maybe even push down this tier 1 tower. Looks like they're trying to do that right now. They're trying to look at the Circuit here. Susano does have to blink, so he's actually going to blink. Misses the knockup though, but Ice Steel buffs is there to secure the kill. Achilles might be traded out though, because Achilles is out of position. Now Yomagata is going to go up here, up EPO is able to secure the kill with the dot damage. And now Shing Tian's here once again. Misses another ultimate. Really unfortunate. But Raja taking a lot of damage. Behind the Ghost gets a kill on Godsend. This is a good fight for Daviez Deliquents, but X-Ball taking a lot of damage. Yomagata, no ultimate. Takes a lot of damage with the Susano ultimate. And now, this is a favorable spot for Daviez Deliquents. 2 carries down Vistix and Godsend. This is going to be a free Pyromancer for Daviez Deliquents. But Kumakaru's here to make sure nothing happens. Trying to make sure he can try to stop something, but he gets poked out severely. He does have the blink, though. Actually, he doesn't have blink. He didn't back for his second relic yet.
Now he might be in a really bad spot.
Yeah, he's in a really bad spot now here. Hebo's actually looking at the Merlin, misses the ultimate. This is actually not looking good for Hebo here in the mid lane. I think, oh, he actually gets out of there, no problem. Merlin Flicker is still available. He has to use Aegis though to make sure he doesn't get hard dove right there. Now Shing Tian's actually in a really bad spot. Shell's not going to be enough, Shing Tian. You got to get out of there, dude. He's going to run into Susano. Circuit does have the 1 dash available, and meanwhile in the background, DSL gets soloed by Pollo. These fights are just crazy.
So I think what really hurt Daviez Deliquents right there, if Ghost didn't chase that Merlin, he doesn't get pressured out. I think if he just turns on, they pick up the Kumakaru.
Yeah, 2 things kind of went wrong for Daviez Deliquents. One, Hebo kind of getting a little bit tunnel visioned and a little bit bloodthirsty, try to kill that Merlin, try to shut him down. Not sure why that was happening. You really got to save those Hebo ultimates for the big team plays like they have been doing. That's why they've been winning these fights. But I think Daviez Deliquents getting a little bit too ahead of themselves. Once they win these fights, they get a little too excited. And then you see Shing Tian just not hitting those ultimates, missing almost everyone on the enemy team, not even getting a tank. Like, he has to hit something with those ultimates, or Daviez Deliquents are going to have to struggle in these fights. Both teams here, they're actually trying to catch up this Jormungandr who's actually out of position, and they will be able, unfortunately, not be able to land a root. And now they're actually hard diving for this Jorm, trying to force something out, but they won't be able to kill it. And now Shing Tian's actually going to ult the Kumakaru, but it's just the Kumba. It's not going to do anything right there. And now it looks like all the tanks are going to be out of position, already poked out, half HP. This is not looking like a good fight for Daviez Deliquents, because if you look at team, they're really healthy right now. Looks like Kumakaru's trying to blink on the Susano, but won't be able to get anything. So Circuit does land the ultimate and lands the Cobra's Kiss to get some CC on Susano, but now Achilles in the soul lane is actually really low HP. Circuit low HP as well. Shing Tian trying to look for something, trying to force something out, and Kipo actually ults to get in a better position, but is it going to be enough? Lalo goes down, Ghost goes down, and it looks like J-Fire's going to trade out for Vistix. X-Ball, though, is in a really bad spot here. He can't really do anything. And looks like J-Feather is going to have to use his ultimate to try to do something here, but he's going to fall down as well. That's a double kill for Pollo. And this might be a tier 2 or even something has to go off this map for a team to really take advantage of this. Wave is coming in.
Ah, I'm a little about how that fight went for Davies Delinquents. I felt like they lingered way too much.
I hard agree. They were really opposition. They got poked out super early before the fight even started. And then when it did start, they got a lot of damage on the Susano, so they poked him out right off the bat. And then the tanks just got annihilated because of the early poke core they had in the beginning. Seems like Davies Delinquents are really forcing stuff now. It's not what you like to see because the team are really taking advantage of it. And
Yeah,
then,
it's coming down to some misexecution as well. If Ghost would have just landed that ult, I think that changes the entire fight. If
yeah.
Raijin doesn't have the opportunity to kill Jing Tian, or at least burst him down as fast as they did, I think things would probably go differently.
Yeah, it's Davies Delinquents is like once again just forcing stuff a little bit too much. They really just gotta let the kills kind of fall in their hands. Looks like Hebo is gonna get poked out just a little bit, not gonna affect him too much. Sano actually is gonna get a little bit poked out here. He actually is gonna get ulted by the Circuit. And looks like Sano's trying to get some big damage. But he's actually taking a little bit too much. Got a little bit greedy on the damage, gets taken out right off the bat in the team fight. That's huge for team. Now Kuma's gonna ult X-Ball in the air. X-Ball is in a really bad spot, has the Aegis to get out of there. Will he be able to get out? Yomagar's 1 HP. Can he survive with his ultimate still available? And it looks like Yomagar's gonna be safe and be ready to back to his base because he has no HP. He has TP available, so he can always TP back in the fight, worst case scenario. I think that's what he's going to do. If I'm team right here, I'm actually going to be pressuring out this tier 2 because Yomagar is coming back. And looks like Circuit is ready for the jump, and you see the Yomagar TP on the ward over there, and it looks like team is going to be grouping up for a pick maybe. They don't know that Circuit's there, but actually they do. They almost called him out.
I love that. They don't know, but they actually do. Can you pull up the damage?
Yeah. Wow, it's really just everywhere. But you see the top two being Susano and Achilles, and then right after Pollo and BPO right behind them. Now Yomagar is here, and he's actually in a really bad spot because he's by himself, but the rest of the team is on Gold Fury, so he's just baiting for his team right now. And now Raj is actually 1 HP. Team actually gets the Gold Fury, and this is actually going to be a really good fight for team. Evo is actually 1 HP, gets a really nice ultimate, but it's not going to be enough because Circuit does land the ultimate, but now she's in a really bad spot, gets rooted. Diaz Law will pick her up, and now both these towers on the left side are going to fall with the Davies Delinquents because everyone on the team is dead right now.
I think that was a situation where they probably should have just dropped the Gold Fury.
Yeah, I think they forced that a little bit too much. Now we're seeing team kind of force that a little bit, and it's starting to hurt them. And Davies Delinquents will take advantage of that and he probably can get a Phoenix here. Look at those minions. I don't know if that Gold Fury was worth it at all. It really put him in a bad spot. Kuma's going to get a really nice blink Nez off, but now Xingtian's going to ult him away from the Phoenix so his team get there. But that was actually a mistake because now the minions aren't actually debuffing the tower and they have to tank that entire Phoenix, but it shouldn't be a problem. But it is going to delay it a little bit, and now this is actually going to put them in a really bad spot here.
Oh no.
But they do get the Phoenix, but I don't know if that was worth it, guys, because now all of team is going to annihilate the rest of Davies Delinquents. That was honestly a really unfortunate play from Xingtian. I understand where he was coming from. He was trying to make sure that Kuma Karna couldn't get to his carries and trying to deny him some zoning potential. But actually what he did was he actually ruined that siege for his team because he ulted them towards the minions, and the minions were tanking, were actually trying to aggro onto the Kumakarna. Now it's going to be a fire giant for team right here.
And Enhanced comes in at, is it 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, 30 minutes. So this won't be an enhanced fire giant. So this is still a winnable game for Davies Delinquents. They just gotta wake up.
I mean, they do at the very least have Phoenix down for the next team fight. They are going to be fighting into Fire Giant though, so it's going to be a little awkward for them. We do see team up about 4K gold,
Yeah, it's
even though
to put in a favorable spot.
yeah, even though Davies Delinquents has the 2 kill lead right now still, and Phoenix advantage, they are getting out farmed slightly.
It's hopefully they don't let that throw at the Phoenix get them, because this is still, like I said, a winnable game for Dave's Delinquents. They just gotta play it safe and let the kills get in their hands, and not try to force anything. They try to force
I
anything on these defends on the Phoenixes, then they might actually cost themselves the game.
I agree. I personally think, even though it did result in a negative play for them, there's still some positives there. There's a Phoenix down, so there
Yeah,
you have fire minions at the very least.
yeah. At least it helps delay team from getting that siege off. If I'm team, I'm just trying to play this safe and go for this middle tier 2 tower. Davis Deliquents should not defend this. This is going to be a really bad defense if they do. Um, so it looks like team will probably reset after this and spend their gold, which is going to be the smart play here. Stack, spend your gold. See how much time they have on that fire giant. Oh, we can't actually see. Unfortunate.
Click or close the stats. Close the stats. Never mind. Wow.
I actually don't know how to
Yeah.
bring that up.
It's hidden under stats on console.
I think it's a hotkey on PC, but I'm not sure what the hotkey actually is. Cause I'm still pretty new to spectator, so.
Anybody in the chat know for PC how to bring up the timer for like Fire Giant Gold Fury?
Yeah, that'd be greatly appreciated if you guys know. This is actually gonna be a really big fight for the team, because Gold Fury is coming up. If I'm Davies Delinquents, I'm trying to actually pressure them out off this Gold Fury. Try to look for a pick here. To look for someone that's out of position. Try to group up as 5 and look for that pick. Because right now, teams grouping up. They don't have their Kumbo, so it is a 4v5. I hope that Davies Delinquents recognizes that. Just try to do something here so these Oni minions don't siege and help them get these Phoenixes. And Suket is actually out of position here. It looks like the Gold Fury will fall, because it's already at 50% HP and it's going to go down. And Team will get the Gold Fury, but now Susano is going to be out pressured by this Jormungandr. Suket at a half HP, going to have to get out of there. And unfortunately, Team will be able to get the Gold Fury, and we'll get those fire minions, or Oni minions I mean, to help them siege these Phoenixes. And we do see that the Phoenix here is already recovering, so this puts team in a favorable spot. If I'm team, I'm just pushing down the left dual lane, try to make sure those minions are all dead, and then I'm probably gonna push down either mid or solo. Looks like Merlin's actually getting caught out here by Susano. He's in a really bad spot here, and Lau will pick up the kill. Really good recognition from Davies Delinquents to look for a pick right there, and the pings are coming out from Team to point out the rotation from the Susano. Really unfortunate that the team got caught out right there.
Oh, Hebo's in a really bad spot.
Uh-oh. He has to use ult to get out of there, but that might be enough. He actually will get out, and the ultimate from Suket is going to be used, but he actually is playing up a little bit aggressive here, and he's going to get hit by the Jormungandr. What's he doing? Not sure why he went back in there. He should just went back home. Now it's just going to be an even trade for both teams. Jormungandr, though, doesn't have any ultimates available to get him out of any situations. but Kumkar's gonna be looked at by Daviez Deliquents. I think Daviez Deliquents really gotta be careful here. Both Godsend and Lucky Charms have their ultimates available. Merlin is going to be coming up right now shortly. Ghost still down for 30 seconds. And now Lalo is actually in a really bad spot, caught out of position by team. This is not looking good for Daviez Deliquents right now because Fire Giant Enhance is up and they are pulling it as we speak.
Yeah, it's the lingering again. We see it yet again where they're just in a they had no need to be there. And I don't know why Laylo is as deep as he was in that solo lane, but it's going to continue to cost them unless they can correct it.
And that is Fire Giant Enhance down. Favorite team. Now TN's gonna be sieging down one of these Phoenixes, and Daviez Deliquents is gonna have a really hard time trying to fend them off.
So we see about a 13k gold lead in favor of team. The kill lead still slightly in favor of Daviez Deliquents. Where is the siege gonna be? I think it's gonna be on this left Phoenix. That's the most reasonable option.
And it looks like team's gonna be sieging down the left side Phoenix. This is gonna come down to who can execute their abilities. Gun's gonna go in right off the bat. No time is gonna be wasted here. Young Gunner already at half HP. Serket's gonna be diving the backline here. Susano is actually not gonna be here in time. Now Achilles is gonna be ulted by both the Rajin and the Serket. Is he gonna be able to get out of here? Serket's actually forcing herself to get in that backline, and Lalo will actually pick up the kill. Actually, Daviez Deliquents are not paying attention. The Phoenix is being sieged by the minions. A big wave in mid.
So, I don't think trading, at this point in the game, I don't think trading Ice Steel buffs for Viztix is actually worth it. I think the Achilles is going to have a bigger impact being one of your frontliners than the Serket is right now.
I can agree with that. It's a free trade at the end of the day. Viztix kind of put him in a spot where he was going to get traded regardless of what happened there. So I think it just came down to Achilles trying to do his best to survive, in my opinion. Because if he lived there, that would have been such a good trade, such a good play by Daviez Deliquents.
You pull a player damage back up?
Yeah. Oh, same story. Susano and Hebo this time. Top player damage, and Merlin right behind him. And then Achilles is actually up there as well. Considerable damage from everyone. And then you actually see the Serket all the way down with the supports. This comes back to our discussion earlier about Serket not being a really top jungler right now because she has to really put herself out of position to land some good damage on anyone. And as we're talking, Sano actually going to get ulted by the Serket. He actually might get 100 zeroed unless Shingtin's able to do something here. And now Yormungandr's going to go in the air. He actually might get the Susano, who is in a really bad spot. And looks like both ultimates are going to be used, and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, I did want to point out the Raijin actually has less damage now than the Serket. So a lot of damage now. The top 3 players in the game being Daviez Deliquents players for damage done. It just seems that they're shooting themselves in the foot, dare I say.
Yeah, they're just like you said before, lingering on for a little bit too long, trying to do a little bit too much in their fights, trying a little bit too hard, if I do say. You see that a lot with Ghost trying to stay when he's almost like one shot and gets picked off so easily because of it. Looks like they're gonna go. Oh my goodness! The damage on the Jormungandr blowing up right off the bat. But now team's gonna take advantage of this and look at the Susano and throw him in the air, full commit him and trade him out for all of that damage. Really good play to really turn that around for team. I really would like to see Daviez Deliquents keep the pedal going and try to just out-pressure team there. Unfortunately, when they backed off, they let team get in position to do all kinds of damage, and now 4 members are down. Only one's alive, that's Ghost, and he gets a huge ultimate with the crushing wave. And will he get the double kill? He's gonna get the double kill, and he actually defended this game on his back. But now Serket's looking, he dodges the Cobra's kiss. Can he get the kill? He gets the triple kill! And now it's just him and Kumba, but Kumba's able to get the trade-off. He gets a spam taunt as well. Oh my goodness. He actually saved that game.
Yeah, I was just saying, I actually don't even think that's worth the Kuma spam taunting. They had the game won right there if they killed the Hebo, and he killed 3 of them.
Yeah, that was insane. Great play from the Hebo. Just being able to defend the game. Looks like Himokon's spamming those
That
spots.
gives him the lead in damage, too. I mean, like, really, just when you start to feel like they're regretting the Hebo pick right there, you start to, like, all right, you know, maybe that was the pick, because we're back in it. What a play from Ghost.
Yeah, if J-Feather could just stay alive in these fights and try not to get picked, Daviez Deliquents can really start getting some stuff off the map. They still have three towers left versus teams who already have taken all of Daviez Deliquents' towers down. Looks like they're actually going to look at the Susano here, and he's going to have to use his bees to try to get out of there. Kumkarna Blink is going to be down. Kumkarna spam taunting to try to get in the head of his enemy a little bit.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see Daviez Deliquents look to group a little bit better. It seems like positioning's getting a little sloppy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna actually here by himself trying to get some poke damage. So many wards on this right side map. Mostly teams wards you see, and looks like they'll be pulling the Fire Giant. Fire Giant already down 25% HP, and Daviez Deliquents are nowhere to be found. Fire Giant now at 50% HP. Jinjet's really trying to get in there and try to do something here to try to stop them from getting this Fire Giant. He's probably calling it out right now. Fire Giant down 25%. What's going to happen here? And team won't be able to get the Fire Giant, but a lot of the rest of the team is really low. Susano laying a huge ultimate off. Susano is going to be kind of out of position here.
Oh, Kumba went down as well.
And now Hythe Ghost gets a kill on Pollo. This is going to be a huge turnaround for Daviez Deliquents. And now J-Feather actually falls. Serket might be able to get out of the situation. X-Ball is going to get traded out as well. Gillis lands the Blink Taunt, but it's not enough. Jormungandr already using his Aegis to gain the fight. This is going to be a big kill because Hythe Ghost will go down. And now the only people who are left are both the tanks from Daviez Deliquents.
Yeah, I think that Fire Giant really helps them sustain this team fight. Good peel right there from I'm a Gamer. If he can just deal with the Serket or clear out minions, then they don't lose this Phoenix. Ooh, big stun there. The Phoenix will fall.
Yep, Phoenix will go down.
And with the Phoenix already at 80 seconds, it's going to be kind of bleeding.
You gotta fix your mic.
Oh, my bad.
It's all static. Really not a big fan of the X-Ball build right here. He does not have enough sustain to really stay alive in these fights long enough. The trans was just not the best pickup for him, and looks like Teeth will give him the Oni Fury away. So Oni Fury minions will be sieging down these lanes right now, as we can see over here.
As you can see over here, it just looks into the trees.
Yeah, it looks at the wall. Sado really has to play careful here. X-Ball's at a really bad spot. He's gonna get picked right off the bat if he's not careful. And actually, Hebo doesn't get the blink off and misses the crushing wave. That's actually huge. Rajan being forced out. Looks like the ult should be traded out at this point. Shigtian already down. X-Ball already down. Hebo missing the mark on his blink ult. Very unfortunate. It is gonna push away team a little bit longer though.
Look at this wave coming in from right Phoenix.
Just got missing the blink taunt. Unfortunate.
And overall, fairly good defense coming out from Daviez Deliquents.
And Lucky Charms actually gets the kill on Dios Lalo. Now, Achilles is in a really bad spot. That's 2 picks for the team. And now, Gaza's gonna clean up here. Shake-Tan's gonna fall here as well. Sasano won't be able to do anything about it. And now Sasano's gonna get CC chained. He might fall here. And Sasano has to ult just to get out of there. Gets the kill on Godsend, but it might not be enough. Paulo gets the kill on Jade Feather, and that's going to be a game. Team will be able to secure this win. Titan already 50% HP, and then the rest of the team are just spam taunting, letting minions end the game for them. And that's going to be 2-0 for team. Daviez really got to clean their act right now.
Yeah, we're going to see how they make adjustments going into Game 3. I really think the big issue for them was part of the early game. It felt like Hebo was doing his own agenda in some of these fights. And I mean, he kind of came through towards the later end, but I would have liked to see a little bit more of a team effort overall from him. Going 9-10 this time around, I'm really looking like Hebo wasn't the pick.
And you actually
All right,
see the damage, a lot of damage come from Daviez Delinquents, but they just weren't able to execute well enough.
and let me see when these picks are ready to come out.
Alright, so I'm going to be talking with my team. I'm going to mute my mic, but Wheelix here should still be able to talk in stream.
Hopefully. Yo, guys, so... So, while we're here going into Game 3, match point for team. It is a best-of-5 series. Things kind of going their way right now. We're going to see if Daviez Delinquents can turn it around. But real quick, something I did want to bring up. Tomorrow's Monday, and we will have our second episode of CleG Weekly News, hosted by Danger Ranger. I believe he's going to be doing a new giveaway for a $30 GameStop gift card. You will have, yeah.
Hello.
You.
It's rough, bro. It's rough.
They should be coming. Yo, everyone, join the Discord call. Join the Discord call.
They gave us 15 minutes. Comms are fine, honestly. It's just the fact that like mid fight, it all breaks down. All the comms we have breaks down.
splits apart. It's like everyone just like completely does their own thing with the fight. I don't know how to explain it. It's like either someone's overextending or someone's getting dove way too deep, or it's like just like there's a disconnect between me and the two carries, or J Feather and the solo, or it's like everyone together. I don't know what's going on. It's just everyone's doing their own thing at times, but it's like it's not intentional. If it makes sense.
I can hear Gamer twice. Is that just me?
Yeah, it's because he's in
What?
game
Sorry.
chat too still.
There you go. I mean myself. We're good.
How do we prevent that from happening then? Because we tried stopping that, but like it just kind of like we recognized that was like a problem, and we tried doing it something about it game 2, and it just didn't work.
Scared your back.
Like our intentions are there, and
I feel like we're getting outdrafted as well. I don't know what it is, but I feel like we're just like getting destroyed in these drafts.
wait,
Was my decision.
wait, Hello really wanted the X ball.
Yeah, I wanted Jing Wei, but he said
Lalo-
X Ball, so we went with X
I
Ball.
figured Xbox plays well to Maryland early. Because I make them act.
And ooh, I am back.
Yeah.
Almost a technical issue there, but it's okay.
Yo, literally, they're about to start. By the way, I don't know if you're
Yeah,
spectating.
I'm already spectating.
Yeah, I need to get back in the call with you real quick.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll
Video.
go. Are you sending it?
Yeah. Wait, I don't screen share with you. Right? I think you might actually have to send it.
Yeah, no,
Oh
you're
no,
good.
never mind. I'm just a potato.
Yeah, good thing someone said something because that
It
was
was
almost
Taylor.
that was almost a leak.
Yeah, he literally DMs me. He's like, "Yo, there are other people talking. Are there supposed to be people in the party with you?" I'm like, "No, there's nobody in here with me." He's like, "Yeah, there's people talking right now." I'm like, oh. I
That's
was like, "Do
so
I
funny,
call
dude.
David? Like, what do I do?"
Damn, really fast picks and bans right there.
Everybody's had some time to actually talk it over and plan, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what adjustments are made for both teams. Uh, it's It's gonna be pretty dope to have. It would be pretty dope either way you look at it to have our first finals either end as a 3-0 or to end as a in a game five and a comeback. Right? Yeah, it would be what 3-2 for a comeback. That'd be pretty fucking dope. It'd be the greatest comeback or the easiest sweep probably. Because I don't think it's gonna get any easier from season to season. That's what I've been telling everybody. I'm like, this season, next season are probably gonna be the two easiest seasons to win a Cleety Cup. As excuse me, 1 second, I'm about to sneeze. As with more teams joining, higher skilled players joining, and rebalancing for teams, it's just gonna be harder and harder, and the competition should get higher and higher. Um, what I was saying before I actually got cut off, I was going to bring up there will be a giveaway tomorrow on Cleety G Weekly News. Danger Ranger will be hosting some special giveaway that you have to tune in tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to find out what the giveaway is. But it is for a $30 GameStop gift card. I know, guys, GameStop's going out of business, but hey, live it up. That's probably the worst thing I could have said, but it's all good.
Looks like Achilles Jingwei being taken away, and then Athena being picked up.
So we see Jingwei. We see the Achilles pick again. I bet you it's going right back to Ice Steel buffs. Athena, uh, interesting pick. I think this is also the first time that we've seen Athena in the playoffs. I was right back at it with Osiris, Isis for and Thor. So Viz takes on Thor, I think is going to be a big what's the word I'm looking for? I guess question mark. Just because I feel like Davies Delinquents is going to have a good opportunity to punish some of his aggressiveness, especially with an Achilles and an Athena. I am not a fan of the Thanatos pick.
It's definitely really good in the Thor because he can match the global presence. Pretty good in the Isis, but Osiris does beat him down a little bit. Looks like Dave's Delinquents is just looking for like a pick heavy team right now. I should be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
And we will see Jing Qian coming out and Hera coming out. And the final two bands for team were Poseidon and Dodgy. And then on the other end, Davies Delinquents gonna have whoa. Give me a second to see how all this plans out. But we're gonna have Davies Delinquents playing Geb and on her. Yeah, so I still bust back with the Achilles. Jing Wei on Diaz Lalo. I keep saying this name wrong. I'm probably never gonna get it right at this rate. But I like the pick. I wish they probably would have picked it last game, if anything. The Giannis pick from Ghost. I'm about it. I love the pick. It's a little risky, but I like it a lot more than I do the Hebo pick. So I actually wish he would have just grabbed Giannis last game if that's how he was feeling.
I get
And
that.
the big, like, I really do not like the Thanatos pick. I just feel like it's a hard pick to play, right? It's not like an easy god where you can just click a button and you're good to go. You have to land your scythe. Like, if you don't land your scythe, there's really nothing you can do. You're gonna auto somebody or you're gonna silence them. That's really all you're gonna do. And that's not that good, especially if you don't have an escape outside of your ult. So I'm just not that, like, if you could execute with it, if you're landing your scythe, like, props to you. You're getting the job done, and like I hope that that's what you want. But in some situations like this, I think I'd take the easiest character I could in this situation and not have to, like, purely rely on myself hitting the scythe every single time. Thor is kind of mobile. Yeah. But I mean, that's just my opinion. What about you, Davies?
Um, I mean, you could definitely say that, but that's what the Athena is there for. It's really just there to help set up the abilities for a team. And then you have the Giannis portal to follow up after, and then the CC chain after that, and then you just have Thanatos just clean up whatever. Thanatos is really just a cleanup god at the end of the day. He's not looking to hit those big scythes in the beginning of the fights. He's just looking to clean up anyone that's low HP on their team. And Giannis and Athena, along with the Achilles, execute as well. They're doing a really good job at whittling down the HP of all the members in the team.
So we see Hunbat's gone. That I don't know. I think Viz kind of played well in the Hunbats, but I don't think it was really worth the ban. The Merlin definitely was worth the ban. Um, Honestly, I would have liked to see them get rid of Jing Qian instead of the Hunbats. And we've consistently seen team ban Kukulkan. Like, consistently.
Yeah, it's honestly a really good comfort pick for Hide the Ghost. And we've seen in the past him use the Kukulkan and play it really well. So
I see trying to deny, I guess, big play capabilities. Or comfort play capabilities. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. And here we go.
go ahead and change the record so far. It is going to be 2-0 in favor of team. So this game is going to determine whether we go to a game 4 or whether or not team secures the Clean Cup.
Yeah, and it's going to be probably the hardest match out of the three. Out of the three that they've played so far. For both teams, obviously, but definitely when you see teams kind of backed against the wall in the situation that Davies Delinquents is in, they either rise to the occasion a little bit more and the competition intensifies, or they tend to falter and break and fall off. And it's going to be a big question mark for Davies Delinquents on which route they're going to go.
Yeah, we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
Like some early warding for team right now, trying to ward this left side jungle.
And again, the support's just getting their little 1v1 brawl.
You love to see it.
And it's kind of going down the same over in solo, except it really looks like Achilles is getting smacked. Already just about half health.
Yeah, Cyrus really showing why Cyrus is such a lane bully, even against Achilles. Shintin getting pretty low there, got pretty poked out. Yeah, the fight looks like Poyo's gonna get a lot of pressure in this duo lane. Jingwei, as safe as she is, does not generate enough pressure to handle this Isis. Really good dodge from the Jingwei. That would have been definitely a kill if Isis landed that Spirit Bowl. The 3v3's gonna be great up here. Not sure if any teams are trying to do something. Thor's doing a really good job. Doesn't land the TP. Was trying to get the TP on the Giannis, trying to get that first blood on the Giannis. Won't be able to get it, unfortunately.
Jing Qian may be a little out of position. I don't think it's going to matter. They're too tanky right now for anybody to really stop him.
Looks like Danny's actually going to try to flank depth side. Actually misses the depth side, unfortunately. Unfortunate play from the Xingqian. I think he landed that depth side. They might have even gotten something there. We'll be able to get out
and
of
good
here.
peel there from Athena.
Yeah, I really agree with that. That would have been a kill for the Thor if Athena wasn't there.
But and again, I just wanted to highlight. You see it right there in the opening of the game, though. The missing of the sight, like that's why I was getting at. Like you really put yourself on the spot to land those abilities, and like I think Jay Feather has a skill to consistently land them. But why put yourself in a situation where you have to land them?
Almost got some really good Pokemon on that here. And Mortal, but not the LC with Vortex. Kill's getting pretty low here in this solo lane. Cyrus really being a bully right now. So far, nothing really happening right now. Not even a first blood yet. You're having to give the pressure away to Daviez Deliquents here because she will get poked out by this Giannis Athena. So one thing that team has to look out for is the pick pressure from Daviez Deliquents. You see the Athena, the Giannis, the Thanatos, it's just pick City Central. You know they'll be looking at this hair all game because she's a sitting duck a lot of times. Fight goes on in mid lane. Nothing will be happening now.
And look at this start from God. Blah 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 blah. And look at this start from Godsend.
Once again, running the Book of Soul start.
Yeah, I'm baffled, man. It looks like, is that what is Ghost going into?
Looks like he's gonna go into a Spirit of Deso right off the bat. Honestly, it's not the worst start. It seems like he did want to go into the Do More Brush because he wanted the cooldown over the power. So I can respect the choice. cooldown on Giannis is honestly the most broken thing in the game anyway, right?
I guess maybe Emoja. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen Emoja pulled out by either team, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not even been banned. Looks like team will be able to secure the oracles here. Now they have that timer, they can use that to really pressure out the gold free pit in the next 3 to 6 minutes. Looks like Thor here is actually looking at the backhands, trying to go on to Jingwei, has to actually CC himself out, gets the TP off just in time. And the Jingtian's here to help zone away any sort of pressure that Jingwei's trying to give right now. Thor's actually going to go in the air. They probably would be looking at this Jingwei, and they actually are. And the Herald's going to come down. Arg is trying to do some damage on this Thor, on this Thanatos, and Gaiman Gamer gets a kill, but Jay Feather falls down to Boyo, making a rotation as well. And now here comes Jingwei, trying to clean up as much as he can. Sphere of Ball being missed by the Isis. That's going to be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Daviez Deliquents. But now Red Buff is actually going to be looked at by the Thor, and he's going to take some massive damage. Lands a taunt, has the beads away, or he would have died there. Good beads by the Thor, because he was honestly toast if he did not beads that.
And I'm just really impressed so far with how well each team has reacted. Like, as far as like changing from chasing to fighting, from defending to attacking.
Yeah, someone pointed out that the team's actually switched. Good call.
Oh yeah, Rome. Thank you, Rome.
Oh, we actually gotta switch the record because it looks like the Lakers are up 2-0.
Much better. See, again, I wish you could just do that when we're in picks and bans. When we're at like that screen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that you can't do that. I'm not sure if you can do that before, but I actually might be able to. Considering it's in the settings. Or actually misses the mark on the Athena, but he might still be able to get the pick here. And Hera gets the kill on I'm a Gamer. Thor being really low right now, almost 1 HP. And actually Lalo gets the kill. And here comes Giannis with a huge ultimate from downtown. Tries to get the kill. Jay Feather gets the kill on Godsend. This is looking like a really good fight for Daviez Deliquents. Trade a 1-for-2 for the mid jungle for the support. What a trade-off.
Yo, what? Okay, yeah. Did you see the map right there? Or is it just me?
Yeah, it was. I don't know what happened with the map. These hotkeys are confusing.
Yeah, I feel that, man. But yeah, so Daviez Deliquents again starting to get some momentum or built early on.
Actually cannot switch to anyone. There you go. It's weird. It's glitched for a minute.
Rome says Hera wouldn't die with boots in tier 2 Doom Orb there.
Yeah, that's a big factor right there. The speed so much more potent in the early game than a lot of milliners understand. Hera, even though she has, let's do that again. Even though she has the movement speed on her 3 shield, it's just not enough for her to get out of those spots where you have Athena blink taunting you, you have a Giannis slowing you and twirling you to combo you, and you have a Thanatos blinking on your backline. It's just too much for them to handle. It looks like Danny's actually gonna go up here. I don't know who he's gonna land on. And Cheetah's actually gonna get a big ultimate here. Thor's gonna go in the air. He's gonna look at the Thanatos. Actually misses the mark. Tries to land the double tap, but he will be able to hit the 3. But Thanatos will heal, but it's not enough because Xingtian's here to secure the kill. Really unfortunate play by the Thanatos. Cyrus is trying to out pressure this. Giannis uses Lord of the Afterlife to chase after the Giannis. Now he's in a really bad spot. He's in between all members of Red, trying to do something here. Shinty has to make sure that he doesn't get killed here, because Achilles does have the ultimate. I think Achilles will chase us though.
See the Giannis ult if Giannis has ult. If he doesn't have ult, does he?
Yeah, if Giannis actually was able to hit one of these ultimates, this could really be a game changer. Still here in mid, trying to do something here in this mid lane. I don't think he's even going to get much though. He's actually doing a lot of damage on the Hera. If he just ults her right now, he can get the kill. And actually Thor misses the TP. He actually misses the execute though. Oh no, what an unfortunate play. Now Achilles he's looking for too much right now, man. He just needs to get out of there. But here comes J Feather here to get the trade off. Very unfortunate play by the Achilles. If he just hit the mark, it definitely would have been a kill there. Here in the back line, Dantos is trying to look for a kill. Isis is 1 HP, has to use her circle protections to get her out of the situation. Athena dash being blocked by the Xing Tian. What a good play by the Xing.
By the Xing. I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah, imagine trying to like cast a fight with Xing and Xing in the fight. And Xing Tian gets a big knockup on the Xing.
Yeah.
Why? It's like glitching out. This is so weird. Alright, now it's working.
Can you pull the camera away a little bit? There you go. Like that.
Unfortunately, when assisted camera or directed camera, I mean, when that's on, it slowly zooms in. It's I don't know why it does that.
Science.
It does it in SPL all the time. It's super annoying. Like I wish it just like stays zoomed out like this, but with the assisted camera, it just slowly zooms in. Not sure why, because this camera angle right here is bad because you can't see anything. I'd rather keep this, but I have to keep my scroll wheel literally scrolling the entire time. But I guess I'll try to keep it like this. But I don't know how long my fingers will be able to, keep this up for.
Rome says one of the F buttons will remove trees from the camera.
It's actually the U button.
That's the U button?
Yeah. Looks like they're actually going to be pressuring. Cyrus is actually by himself over here, trying to go for the speed bug. He's going to the afterlife to try to get out of there, and Achilles is here, but Thanatos tries to get the execute, but won't be able to hit it, and Achilles actually misses his execute as well, but Cyrus should be still able to fall here. That's going to be a pick for Daviez Deliquents. Now we see over here, Circle Protection is used to try to get the gold for your team, does get the gold for you down, and now Vistix is going to kill on I'm a Gamer. What a great play from team, using Osiris to bait the rest of Daviez Deliquents on the speed bug while the rest go on the gold journey. Really smart plays from team right now. Argus walks so loud. And if you take a look at the graphs here, after that gold free, big in favor of team with a 3k experience lead and a 2,500 gold difference. Actually, take a look at wards to see who's warding the most here. And it looks like team are doing a really good job of keeping wards on the map 24/7. Well, actually, no, Daviez Deliquents, doing a really good job of keeping those wards on the map.
Yo, Osiris is in trouble.
Yeah, he's again.
I
think he might be just baiting the team. I see all 5 members trying to chase Osiris. Thanos just goes down and lands the execute. I think Daviez Deliquents is gonna look for more here. They're now chasing. Good Thor wall to zone out the rest of Daviez Deliquents though.
So I think you might have been right. I think Bo was possibly looking for a bait there, and the rest of the team either just wasn't in position. or it wasn't communicated properly.
And Yaz here doesn't land the ult, unfortunately, so Xing Team will be able to get out here just fine. Thor's going to go in the air. He might look for a pick here on the Stantos. He's a little bit out of position. I'm not sure what he's going to look for here, though. He does miss the ultimate. He's honestly 0 for 4 on those ultimates today. And he has to use the Aegis to get out of there. And now Argus being thrown down on both the Jingwei and the Thanatos. Jingwei being 1 HP. Oh my goodness, what a big Argus.
And we've honestly seen it like on both ends with the Giannis and with the Thor just not landing their ults, and that's literally what's hey blah 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 holding this game in the balance.
Yeah, I believe if Thor is able to execute the kill a little bit more, I think the team might be cleaning up these fights a little better. That's going to be Pyromancer has 2 objectives down in favor of team. This is going to put them in a pretty decent lead now, pushing their lead to 4K. Looks like Thor's going to go to the Crusher Trans. Would have liked to see him go Hydras if he was going to go to the Crusher route. If anything, he should have went Brawlers. A lot of these junglers are going for the Brawlers route, even though there's a lot of healing on both sides. And we do see actually a Curse Onk from the Achilles. The reason why is because of the circle protection from Isis. When she pops that, you just Curse Onk, and everyone that gets healed takes extra damage, which is such a huge team fighting relic. Angels have to go all defensively because Osiris caught him out of position. Can't take the 1v1 against Osiris because he does have a 2 low lead on him. Now Goldfrey's gonna be up in about a minute and a half here. Hopefully both teams will be ready to try to take it off the map. Looks like team's already in position and grouped up around it already. So far, both teams just farming out a little bit before this Goldfrey comes up. Dando's taking away the mid camps on the right side. Left side mid camps are coming up. So Oracles looks like Thor's gonna go in there. He's gonna look for the pick. Maybe he's a little bit too far away though. A little bit ambitious on the ultimate there. Not sure what he's trying to look for. Does land on the Giannis, but I think Giannis will be able to get out here just fine. And Giannis being a really safe god. Now Jing Tian's looking for a big pick on the Jing Wei. A lot of damage coming out on the Jing Wei. Actually, Thor misses the double tap, showing how many to be used. Jing Wei having ult out of there to make sure it doesn't get picked. Now Osiris is here. She's a little bit out of position, but meanwhile in mid lane, looks like the team is actually going to pick up Gamer. Might even get out a tower here. Once down the Achilles, get a double Argus, double Thor wall, double kill for Pollo. And this might be a triple kill for Pollo. Wow, and they immediately wipe all of Davies' Deliquents. Oh my goodness, what a team fight. That might be game. All of team are up. They're sieging down this Titan right now. Only person that's up available is I'm a Gamer. He can't do anything. He's just trying to get a taunt off, but it might not be enough. They blow him up with CC alone. Titan's at half HP. Can they get the Titan down before the Achilles Thanatos spawns? Oh my goodness, this is going to be so close. This is going to go in the air. It's not going to be enough though, and team will be your Clean G champions.
I am just stunned by how fast that game ended. They cleaned it up in 18 minutes in such a quick team fight.
Yeah, that was such a clean game from team. I mean, they executed their strats right off the bat. I mean, they had a really struggling early game, but it didn't matter because once they were started grouping up for those team fights, they were just carrying, and they were really baiting out using the Osiris as bait a lot of times, and kind of using him as like a free free fruit almost while they do other stuff on the map. So really good plays from team, really good communication.
Yeah, I'm stunned by how how blah blah blah. Speechless, man. I am just stunned by how well they were able to wrap up that game.
And you heard it here, folks. Team will be your Cleety G Season 1 champions. Congratulations, team.
I am, whew, Season 1 Cleety Cup champs. Wow, a team takes it all. They were able to get the W without taking a single L in the playoffs. Shout out to them, guys. Stay tuned either later tonight or tomorrow for some post game interviews. I'll get some talking with some players, some captains, some prospects. We're going to try to get a new little segment called Cleety Talk Live up and running and going, where we can conduct some live interviews. That's what it's going to be mainly focused on, just seeing how people are feeling, getting some buzz going around about everybody. So do tune into that. Again, it'll either be late tonight or early tomorrow morning before Cleety Weekly News actually features. And that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Shout out to team, your Season 1 Cleety Cup champs. And right on the Daviez Deliquents, man, guys, don't hang your head too low. You guys made it to the Cleety Cup finals. Shout out to you guys as well for getting there at the very least. No other team did outside of you guys and team. But big like round of applause for team, man. They got the job done today. If you have any closing statements, David, I'm good.
All right. Everyone have a good night. And once again, congrats to the team.